Hey guys, are you constantly in pain and it's hard for you to work out because of your lower back? All right, that's one of the biggest things I get a lot of questions from a lot of people talking about. They can't do specific exercises or they can't work out because they have a ton of back pain. All right, if that's you, then make sure you watch this video because I'm going to show you some things you can do and some things you can incorporate into your weightlifting sessions to help you work out without any back pain. Hey, what's up guys? Gary Walker here with liveanabolic.com. All right, in this video, I'm gonna show you some things you really need to focus on to eliminate that back pain, all right? The lower back pain preventing you from getting optimal workouts. I've heard it time and time again. People can't work out. They don't wanna work out because they're tired of their back hurting all the time. All right, if that's you, then more than likely you're doing a few things wrong, all right? Let's start with what you should do initially before you even start working out in the first place. One thing you really want to focus on if you're having low back issues is strengthening your core. Believe it or not, it's not lower back weakness. A lot of times it's your core that is weak, all right? Your abs that are weak. Start working that abdominal wall, the obliques. Start strengthening everything up around your lower back, and that's going to help as well, all right? A lot of times when you have weak abs, your back tends to come in, all right? So you're getting that anterior pelvic tilt. You actually want to strengthen these, which is going to help pull everything back into proper posture. That's going to help when you're doing your exercises. You want to make sure you're working on the abs to really pull in and strengthen that lower back, all right? That's one of the things you want to do. The next thing is people are just tight. You have tight glutes, tight hamstrings and hips. So by loosening those things up, it's going to help relieve some of the tension in your lower back as well. All right, a lot of those muscles get shortened from sitting all the time. Most people have desk jobs, or you're sitting at home, you're binge watching TV. Whatever you're doing, you're not near as active as you need to be, and your muscles are getting stiff and they're getting shortened, all right? So prior to even beginning your workout, it's nice to get a little blood flow. I like riding the bike for about 5 minutes, getting blood flow within all my muscles, all right? My hips, my glutes, my hams, my quads. Start getting some blood flow and then loosen those up a little bit. So a couple exercises you want to focus on. One for sure is going to be your hamstrings, all right? The typical hamstring stretch, you can do these on the ground. You can do these standing up. That's basically where you see people bend over and touch their toes. All right, if you want to go that route, the thing you want to focus on is making sure your chest is out tall. All right, when you do these, you don't want to just round your back and then bend over like this. All right, that's not what your goal is. Your goal is to stretch your hamstrings back here. To do that, keep your chest out and you're actually going to hinge at the hips. Get your glutes back as far as you can and then gradually bend forward while you're doing that by keeping your chest out. Shoulders back, chest out, that's gonna help take that stress off your lower back. And right there, I feel a huge stretch, all right? If you're doing it correctly, you'll notice that's pretty much as close as I can get to my toes. From here, for me to get any more of a stretch, it's more of a rounding of the back. And again, that's what you want to avoid. Same thing on the ground. If you're doing these on the ground, I'll show you here, things to focus on. You can do, all right, the typical hurdle stretch. You'll know one leg back, one leg forward. And again, don't round your lower back because that's preventing you from getting a full stretch in your hamstrings. So basically, face forward, chest out, shoulders back, and maintain that posture, and you're gonna get a huge stretch in those hamstrings, all right? I can feel a huge stretch there now. So that's one of the things you wanna focus on. You wanna do that for each side. Stretch those hamstrings, and then also, you wanna get your glutes really well. One of the best things you can do is start both legs down, get one knee up and knee to chest. All right, and you're gonna wanna hold these about 15 seconds. Good hold, it's gonna get a good stretch. Bring that one down, alternate sides, and pull that knee into your chest. All right, that's one of the things I really like to focus on. The next one, after you've gotten those knees to your chest, you're gonna wanna go ahead and cross. You'll notice how I've got this set up here. You're gonna wanna put one ankle over the other knee, and then you're gonna grab your back leg and then pull it. You're gonna get a good stretch in your glutes. You're pulling this leg and you're really gonna feel the glute stretch here, all right? And again, you're gonna wanna hold that for 15 seconds and you're gonna switch sides. Cross with the opposite leg, leg up, grab behind, and then pull that one to your chest as well. You're pulling this to your chest and it's really gonna give you a huge stretch in your glutes back here, all right? That's one of the big stretches you can do. I also like to stretch your piriformis stretch. Sitting on the bench, you're doing the same kind of cross here, but instead of pulling this leg up, you're pushing this one down. Go ahead and keep your toes in a neutral position and right above your knee. Don't push on the knee, but right above your knee, and you're gonna push and then turn your body away. You're gonna get a huge stretch when you do this, all right? You're gonna wanna focus on 15 seconds, and then you're gonna switch sides, opposite, push down and turn away, all right? So again, holding this for 15 seconds. The last stretch I want you to do is gonna be a hip flexor stretch. So you can put your back foot up against the wall, up against a bench here, and you're gonna drive that leg down, and you want this to be straight vertical, all right? You want this to be a vertical leg here, and you're up tall, chest out, shoulders back, and then you're really gonna lean back into it, and then get a forward lean here. You're gonna feel a huge stretch in your hip flexor all the way into your quad when you do this, all right? I like to start back here, and then lean forward and really lean in with this hip, really lean forward to get a deep stretch, all right? You're gonna do it with your right side, and then you're gonna switch. Again, 15 seconds on each side. I actually like to go through all of these 2 to 3 times, all right? Especially if you've got a tight back. If you've got a tight back, by loosening up all of these muscles, it's really gonna help open up your back. It's gonna feel a lot more relaxed already, all right? Do all that prior to doing your back training. Okay, the next tip I wanna give you guys though is make sure you're doing these things correctly. All right, I'm gonna show you 2 exercises. You know what, let me give you 3. I'm gonna give you 3 exercises that a lot of people do, and they do them incorrect, all right? When you're doing them wrong, it's really gonna put a huge strain on your lower back, all right? One of those, let's start over here, is a bent over barbell row. Whether you're utilizing a barbell row, dumbbell row, anytime you're doing a row, here's what people tend to do. All right, let me show you how people do it incorrectly. All right, when you do a row, you'll notice a lot of people bend over here and then they start rowing the weight. All right, the one thing you want to get away from is just bending over, also keeping the weight far out in front, all right? Basically what your goal should be when you're gonna do any kind of bending over exercise is a hip hinge movement, meaning you get your glutes back, sit them back. If there's a wall back here, you're trying to touch the wall with your butt. That's your mental image. By doing that, you're actually supporting your lower back, all right? And you also don't need to be in a straight 90-degree here. You actually, when you start leaning back, it's okay to keep your torso upright. And then when you're pulling the weight, you want to pull it into your lower abs. You want to keep it in closer to your body. All right, so for instance, so now instead of just bending over the way I did the first time, I'm sitting back, You'll notice the weight is sliding down my legs. Once I'm here, then I'm pulling. Straight, pulling, all right? And you also wanna make sure you're not rounding your shoulders forward, keeping them up tall, chest out, and then pull. All right, so that's one of the exercises that you can change up, and that's how people do it incorrectly all the time, just by bending over and having the weight far out in front of their body. By hinging at the hips, you're actually gonna help support that lower back. All right, the other 2 exercises are pretty similar. One is a deadlift, just a barbell deadlift, same situation. When you're doing the deadlift, when you're setting up, keep your hands here, and again, drive your glutes back glutes back, glutes back. Once you get as far as you can stretch, then you dip down to the starting position, all right? And you're gonna maintain the chest out, shoulders back, lats tight, pull, all right? Keep the weight close to you. Basically ride it down your legs and then drop down, all right? Do that as opposed to, once again, bending over. Don't just bend over and pull the weight up. Too much stress is gonna be placed on your back if you do that, all right? Now, an RDL, Romanian deadlift, pretty much just like this. However, you're not dropping the weight to the ground. So when you're doing a Romanian deadlift, the goal, similar to the hamstring stretch, it's exactly what you wanna do here. You wanna ride the weight down your legs, chest out, shoulders back, and sit back with the hip hinge. All the way back, like you're trying to stretch your hamstrings, and then right there, before you're rounding, go back up and clench your glutes at the top, all right? Down, down. Once you get that full stretch, then drive it back up. So those are 3 exercises that by adding that hip hinge, keeping the weight, the bar closer to your body, it's gonna help prevent a lot of that lower back stress as well. So those are 3 things you can do. And again, you'll notice after you've warmed up, you're gonna feel a whole lot better about doing these exercises. Your lower back isn't gonna be near as tight. And now that you're incorporating your core strength training, the stronger your core gets, the better these other lifts will become, all right? These don't have to be, the exercises I showed you, don't have to be something done immediately with your weightlifting routine. So if you're having back issues, focus on strengthening up the core and focus on all these little mobility drills I'm showing you to get looser hips, looser glutes, and hams. Do that for a few weeks. In the meantime, do the alternative versions of these. So for a back row, instead of doing a standard back row, a free weight row, you can do dumbbells on a chest supported bench, all right? Just support your upper weight with the bench and then row. That's still gonna work your back, but it's not gonna require so much of your lower back. So you don't need to really have a strong back to do those yet. And if you do those, you'll become stronger and stronger. And the stronger you get, the more consistent you are with your core training, the more consistent you are with your mobility and flexibility stretches, the better all these other lifts will be for you and the easier they will become. But all right, guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Also, if you have any questions about any of it, then comment below, let me know. We've also got some tremendous videos. All right, so check these videos out over here. They're nutrition videos, weightlifting videos, motivational videos, whatever type of videos you need, we have them. At home workouts, at the gym workouts. So make sure you check out some of our other videos. And guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to our channel and share it with some of your buddies, family members, people you think can use some of these tips. We got a lot of people that are doing things incorrectly that we want to help and show them how to do things correctly, because we definitely want you to be injury-free, especially as an older man. You need to incorporate these things and do them correctly to prevent any injuries. But other than that, man, that's all I got. Get busy, get after it, and God bless.